Hello, and today's second Bible reading is John chapter 18, verses 12 to 27 from the Passion Translation. So, then the soldiers and their captain, along with the Jewish officers, seized Jesus and tied him up. They took him to Annas, as he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had persuaded the Jewish leaders that it would be better off to have one person die for the sake of the people. Peter and another disciple followed along behind them as they took Jesus into the courtyard of Annas' palace. Since the other disciple was well known to the high priest, he entered in. But Peter was left standing outside by the gate. Then the other disciple came back out to the servant girl who was guarding the gate, convinced her to allow Peter inside. As he passed inside, the young servant girl guarding the gate took a look at Peter and said to him, "Aren't you one of his disciples?" He denied it. "No, I'm not." Now it was cold, and the soldiers and guards made a charcoal fire and were standing around it to keep warm. So Peter was huddled there with them around the fire. The high priest interrogated Jesus concerning his disciples and his teachings. Jesus answered Annas' question by saying, I have said nothing in secret. At all the times I have talked openly and publicly in the synagogue, in the temple courts, and wherever the people assemble. Why would you ask me for evidence to condemn me? Ask those people who have heard what I've taught. They can tell you. Just then, one of the guards standing near Jesus punched him in the face with his fist and said, "How dare you answer the high priest like that?" Jesus replied, "If my words are evil, then prove it. But if I haven't broken any laws, then why should you hit me?" Then Annas sent Jesus, still tied up, across the way to the high priest Caiaphas. Meanwhile, Peter was still standing in the courtyard by the fire, and one of the guards standing there said to him, "Aren't you one of his disciples?" "I know you are." Peter swore and said, I am not his disciple." But one of the servants of the high priest, a relative to the man whose ear Peter had cut off, looked at him and said, "Wait, didn't I see you out there in the garden with Jesus?" Then Peter denied it for the third time and said, "No." And at that very moment, a rooster crowed nearby.